In this tutorial we're going to look at further formulas we can put on a spreadsheet, how to put a validation rule in a spreadsheet, and also how to protect cells. First thing we're going to do is look at some formulas. In this case we want to have the average for the class average for each of these assessment tasks. So the way we do that is to click on the cell we want the formula to go into, and then up here we're going to click equals. That tells the spreadsheet we're typing a formula in. We're going to type average because that's what we want. Open the bracket and then select the cells that we want to average and close the bracket and press enter, and there's our formula. At the moment it's giving us an error simply because there's nothing in here to average. The same with this one is we want this column to be the total of these four columns. So we click on this cell, type in equals again to start the formula, sum because that's what we want to do. We want to select the cells we want to add together, close the bracket, enter. Now we'll just copy down this formula to the rest of the column. Okay. So what we've done is put these formulas around the outside. Now the next thing we want to do is to make sure that staff add in the right numbers in these columns. So this is going to be a mark up to 20. We don't want them adding 25 or 30. So what we can do here is put a validation rule in. If we select the student mark area and we can go to the data menu and then data validation, that gives us some options. Now we want this to be between 0 and 20. So we want a whole number. We want it to be between 0 and 20. We can put a message in and we want to say assessment 1, and it will be enter a mark to a maximum of 20. Now I can also put an error alert in here saying stop, input error, and then the message will put you have not entered a mark between 0 and 20. Okay. Now if we go to one of these cells and click on it, immediately we get a message, assessment 1, enter a mark 1 out of 20, or to mark to a maximum of 20. So if we put in 56 and enter, immediately we get the error message. So we can do that for each of the columns with these marks. The other thing we need to do is make sure that the area that we've put in here for staff is protected, or the area outside here is protected, so we don't get staff changing the formulas and the headings and so on. So the way we can do that is, first of all, we select the area where students' marks will go. We right click that, we go to format cells, we go to protection, and normally this is ticked on locked, so we untick it and click OK. The next thing we want to do is protect the cell, so we right click on the sheet name, we are going to rename it to marks. We right click on it again, we go to protect sheet and we take the default. I'm not going to worry about a password. Yes. Now if we try and type here in the area that's protected, we immediately get an error message. However, we can type in here and it accepts it. So that's how to do some formulas such as average and sums, how to set a validation rule, and how to protect cells on a spreadsheet.